What's up, YouTube? It's your boy back with another one. Guys, in today's video, we are going to take a look at something that's been brewing for years and years and years. And I think it's a highly contested topic because it's been going on for years, right? Now, for me, I think it's an anticipation because actually was doing research on this topic, right? Not that there's much research to do, but I like to get into specifics at some point. You know what I mean? So that's the reason why I do these blitzkrieg researches, right? But anyway, today's topic is about the ultimate African rivalry, the rivalry of all rivalries, the mother rivalry on the African continent. I could be wrong on that, but hey, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. You know we're family, right? Holla. Wee. All right, people, where do we start? So, back in the day, this is the early 90s, right? Early 90s, post apartheid, right? So it's 94. Nigerians migrate to South Africa, right? In small numbers, right? And they keep a low profile, right? But they are in South Africa and they keep a low profile, right? Going about establishing their businesses, doing their things on a small scale, and whatever it is, no problem, right? Come the early 2000s, things start changing. Nigerians start slowly taking over businesses and buying up clubs, and now cell phone shops are starting up, and all these different secondhand dealers and barbershops and stuff started springing up all over the show, right? Internet cafes, the works, right? So this trend was like it was a building phase because what happened is they started laying the foundations for what was then to become a Nigerian empire in South Africa, right? Or a Nigerian conglomerate in South Africa, right? So it wasn't a problem at all until the 2000s, the early 2000s, right? When everything now started coming to a head now, because now obviously the underworld and the drugs and the prostitution and all the negative elements that are associated with the Nigerians that are participating in that environment, in that industry. You know what I mean? So again, we are not going to say all Nigerians, but we are going to say the ones that are involved in that. And mind you, also realize something while we're on that topic. I realize that anyone who is of West African descent, right, and anyone of bulk, big size, you know what I mean, of anyone who is bulky, anyone who is strong, big, that person can be from Cameroon or Senegal, but because Southern Africans, we from the southern part of Africa, we just assume anyone from West Africa, as long as he's big and he's just like, what one do they use? There's Oga and there's how far, right? Something like that. As long as they use those terms, you know what I mean? They're Nigerians to us. You know what I'm saying? As long as you say how far, hey, he's Nigerian. It doesn't matter, he's Nigerian. He can be Senegalese, he can be Ghanaian, he can be Cameroonian. To us, hey, it's just Nigerians. All we know is just Nigerians. It's the way they talk, it's Nigerians. So for all we know, some of these people could even be Senegalese. And we just like, oh, those Nigerians over there. I'm sure it also happens maybe when they see, Southern Africans doing something in West Africa, you know what I mean? They'll be like, look at those South Africans. Oh, I don't know if they're able to tell the difference between a Zimbabwean and a Zambian, a South African and a Namibian, or an Angolan and a Mozambican. I don't know. You know what I mean? I'm guessing over here, but that's just the way it is in Southern Africa. Anyone who speaks like a Nigerian, sounds like a Nigerian, looks like a Nigerian, to us, hey, it's a Nigerian. Even if it's not a Nigerian, well, it sounds like a Nigerian. It's a Nigerian. You understand what I mean? Same with the French-speaking people, sounds Congolese, looks Congolese. It could be Cameroonian, for example. I think Cameroon speaks French. I think they speak French also in Cameroon, if I'm not mistaken. France, where? France. Yeah, I think, yeah, speak French in Cameroon, yeah. So I'm thinking, it could be a Cameroonian that speaks French that's doing something wrong. But because he speaks French, to us it's Congolese. Yeah, it's Congolese. You're speaking French, so it's Congolese. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's the narrative. Okay, so anyway, so this rivalry actually started brewing earlier in the early 2000s, right? Because now people are like, oh, the Nigerians, they're taking our girls and they prostituting them and they're selling drugs and they're doing that. Okay, cool. That was brewing. At the same time, sport was now back into South Africa was now back into sports, right? So Nigeria beat South Africa, I think 4-0. Every time South Africa plays Nigeria, it's 4-0, 4-1, 4-0, 4-0, 5-0, 4-0, 4-0. Oh my goodness. South Africa, we became known as the 4x4 nation because we kept getting beaten 4-0 by almost everyone, including Nigeria. At that time, Nigeria was the country to beat. You know what I mean? Nigeria was the country to beat in sports, right? In soccer specifically. So that now started forming the basis of the rivalry that we are now seeing today. That's the foundation. It actually started there, right? So South Africans felt bad because it's like, not only are you doing these legal things in our country, on top of it all, you people are working us at sports. You people are walloping, working us left, right, and center to get it. So it's like, okay, cool. We're not going to take this lying down. So South Africa went to work. South Africa thought, okay, now it's on. It's us and these Nigerians. Right? Us and these Nigerians. So anything Nigeria does, we got to do it better. Anything Nigeria does, we got to do it better. And mind you, Nigeria is a powerhouse on the continent. Trust you, me, I blow up shop. You know what I'm saying? Nigeria is a powerhouse. And South Africans knew that. They knew that. And we know that for a fact, that there was a powerhouse. So we came for the number one spot, but we knew that it was not going to be easy. So South Africans decided to go to work. And what did South Africans do? They started by attacking in the sporting arena, right? South Africa made sure, went for the nutrition, everything, stuff that we thought that the Nigerians are not doing. We went to the Sports Science Institute, started beefing up, bulking up, doing all these things. And what do you know? All of a sudden, South Africa started beating Nigeria. South Africa was now on par with Nigeria. It was unbelievable. So we thought, okay, we did it in sport. Now let's move it over to the music side. Damn. Afrobeats was killing it. There was no competition. None whatsoever. None whatsoever. Well, South Africa went to work again. What did they do? They went with this Kwaito. But Kwaito didn't do anything. They tried. Kwaito didn't do anything. They tried for many years. Kwaito didn't do anything. They tried many years and they kept trying and they kept trying. Nothing happened. Nothing doing. It took almost 30 years for South Africa to crack the music code. Finally, Amapiano comes to the fore. Now, determination and hard work, persistence and consistency is what prevailed in this particular instance, right? Because it took soccer about 2 years to match up to Nigeria and surpass Nigeria, because they then won the African Cup of Nations in 1996. They were only reinserted back into world politics in 1994. So it actually took them about 4 years, right? 92 to 94, so about 4 years. So it took them about 4 years in the sporting arena for them to crack the soccer code. But then with the music, it was a monumental task, right? So they had to wait so long because there was Kwaito, there was hip hop, there was this, but still Afrobeats was just the dominant force, right? So finally, the birth of Amapiano. Now, Amapiano, to be honest, guys, is a relatively new genre, right? It's actually a spin-off of Kwaito. You know what I'm saying? But what separates it from Kwaito is just that lock drum. The lock drums that sets it apart, right? So South Africa came with the bam, with the Kwaito, with the Amapiano. Afrobeat still dominating. Afrobeat had no answer, right? They they still up to this day they do not have an authentic Nigerian sound that can rival our piano at this present moment as we speak. Okay, so that's the rivalry, right? But then Nigerians got clever. They decided, you know what we're gonna do? What? We're gonna take your piano, we're gonna add our spin on it, and we are gonna lambaste you with it. Damn! South Africans got angry. Oh my goodness. That is our beat. They were like, well, it's ours now. And not only is it ours now, we are going to prove to you what we are going to do with our newfound sound. And that they did. The birth of Ashake. Ashake? Ashake. Oh my goodness. Guys, Ashake is killing it worldwide. Trust me. He is the epitome of the new wave of Afrobeat, camp slash piano, whatever you want to call it. That mashup, Ashake is the new face of that. Does South Africa have a response? South Africa decided, okay, we are now going to do something that has been unthinkable. And what was that? Luckily, 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 South Africa decided we're going to unleash Tyler to the world. But you see, Tyler uh, isn't exactly piano. Although now they're claiming that she's falling under piano genre because her sound was actually Bacardi. It was not piano. Totally different sound, you know. Anyway, young, sexy girl, so therefore pushes her forward. Nigeria said, oh, but we also have a response. Enter Ira Star. Push her also to the world. Bam! Two beautiful young queens sent out to the world, battling for the musical genre that will dominate the African sound. Okay, not that it was, not that there was a tough battle there, because to be honest, I think, I think Ira's song, can't remember the name of the song, but it's a song that had a catchy chorus to it. You know, like I'll think of the name. I'll think of the name. But anyway, so that song pushed it. Now, the only reason I'm thinking why Ira lost out to Tyler, to be honest, really honest, is because Ira was, I don't know now if she signed to a big label, but at that time I think she still signed or was signed to Maven Records. And Maven is a Nigerian record label. You know what I mean? They can only go so far. You know what I mean? They cannot go as they are not Epic Records. They are not Sony. They do not. I mean, Don Jazzy is rich, mega rich. But when you're talking now in the likes of Sony, come on now, Don Jazzy doesn't match up, right? So I think that is where Ira Ira got beaten by Tyler on budget. That's what I really think. You know what I mean? Because to be honest, water was pushed because of American money. Understand what I'm saying? And Irasta was pushed because of Nigerian money, and there's a mega difference between that. You know what I mean? But not to say that Tyler wasn't, not to say that Water wasn't good or what. You know what I'm saying? It's not that. It's just that Tyler was signed to a bigger record label. Plus Tyler had a Water challenge. Plus Tyler's song Water had a dance challenge to it that propelled it even further. But the honest thing is not the Water challenge that would have made it. It was actually the budget and the money, and they came from Epic Records that actually pushed Tyler more further. Then, whoa, it's raining. Ah, what's now? Jumping away. Okay, back. So, okay, sorry, it was raining, so I had to run and man. Anyway, so we're back. So Tyler signed to Epic, a bigger record label, bigger budget, so she can make bigger moves. And it's clear we are seeing the results of those big budget moves. because she's getting into spaces that Ira can't even get in. You know what I mean? That's the result of big monies. Okay, so South Africa takes that one, right? And it's still friendly banter at this stage, right? But back home in South Africa, things are even brewing even worse now because now the Nigerians have established themselves in the underworld. They've taken over neighborhoods and they're dominating the illegal market. Right. Now, this is angering South Africans, right? This is angering South Africans. So South Africans don't have a legal recourse to get back at them, right? So, damn, out of the blue, 98. Damn. Was it 98? The first xenophobic attack happens. Oh my goodness, because now there are foreigners in the townships and they're messing up the townships. So everything happens in the townships, right? In the settlements. That's where the first thing came up. Okay. Most Nigerians don't actually live in the townships, but they actually live in downtown areas, right? And in the upmarket areas, obviously. Okay. But in the downtown areas, so places like if you're in Pretoria, you'll know there's Sunnyside. If you're in Joburg, you know there's Hillbrow, there's Berea, and there's Yeovil. And then if you're in Cape Town, you know there's Parklands and there's Tableview side. And that's where they normally reside, right? So the suburbs, they're seeing this influx of activity. And so now they go to the authorities and they're like, no, guys, these Nigerians are taking over. They're taking our women. Drugs are influxing in they're importing drugs into the country. And almost every time there's a Nigerian getting arrested for something. And then comes Amatoso. Amatoso gets arrested because he's running this church, and this church apparently is also being used like for trafficking young girls across the country and all that. And that's adding to this whole thing, right? Okay. So on the music side and the sports side, that's friendly banter, right? That's rivalry, that's competition. But on the surface, in the real world, these are brewing and becoming real fights and real wars that are now becoming physical, angry clashes, and it's not friendly banter at all, right? Because now South Africans want to reclaim the establishments and want to reclaim their places of residence, and the Nigerians are also holding on to their own, and they even established their own Nigerian association of stuff, you know what I mean? So the wind is crazy. So anyway, this rivalry is becoming a serious thing, right? It was not meant to turn bloody or violent or anything. It was just meant to be a friendly rival competition between two nations. Okay. Fast forward now. We go to, we said the Tyler thing. Then we fast forward to the Miss SA pageant, right? But now, lo and behold, a young, beautiful girl whose father happens to be Nigerian and her mother happens to be a Zulu woman of Mozambican origin decides to enter a beauty pageant. Okay, so we all know the Chidima story, right? She enters the pageant. What sparked it, apparently? Two things sparked this, apparently. One, according to my research, right? Richard says a South African person, sent out a tweet saying, how can a person by the name Chidima represent us as Miss SA? Another research shows that a Nigerian person sent out a tweet saying, oh, we we have a contestant in the Miss SA pageant. So if South Africa wins, Nigeria wins, or something like that. And then the other part of the research shows that Chidima herself had only two flags on her bio, the Nigerian flag and the Mozambican flag. And she didn't have the South African flag. And that was a red flag. So anyway, fast forward to where we are now, right? Okay, so the whole Chidima saga goes down. Everyone knows how it's going down because we're now living it. We're living it. We lived through it. We're still living through it, and it's still going the way it's going. So I'm not going to dive into the whole Chidima. I think everyone knows about that. Okay. Next, the South Africans decide, okay, that's not enough. We need to get on these Nigerians, show them who's boss. What do we do? The Uber apps, Bolt apps, send the Bolt drivers. South Africans get on the internet. They start ordering Bolt rides in Nigeria, and they jamming, and it's just a whole mess in Nigeria. But Nigerians are not sitting back. Nigerians are like, okay, since you guys want to play that dirty game, we can play it too. So the Nigerians get on that internet and they do what Nigerians do best, because Nigerians are internet maestros. They jam and they order everything left, right, and center, and it hits South Africa like we've never been hit before. Oh my goodness. Boss app crashed in South Africa because the way the Nigerians were ordering rides left, right, and center. People were stranded because all rides were booked. They were even ordering appliances and stuff, sending it to people's houses. And guys, this is when you put your hands on your head and you go like, what did we do? Oh my goodness. Okay, that was it, right? So we said, okay, cool. That should have ended everything. Nope, it didn't end anything. Fast forward to where we are now. We go to Miss World competition, right? Get to Miss World. South Africa's beauty queen, Mia LaRue, a day before the event gets sick. All right, all right, all right, all right. Health issues come first. We understand she has to pull out that. Nope, Nigerians didn't take it that way. Oh my goodness. Chickened out. She's running away. She's Mia. She's MIA. She's missing in action. She's there, that. Now it started there. Okay. Competition goes ahead. Miss Nigeria makes it to the first runner up. Oh, South Africans hit back. Oh, almost doesn't count. Oh, that she didn't win. Oh, what this and that. Oh, and this. Oh, we helped her get there. We trained her. We that. Nigerians hit back. They were like, but your contestant is not here. Your contestant ran away. Your contestant. Oh, man. So back and forth, back and forth. So, in conclusion of this back and forth, right? It's heartbreaking that two nations of very strong continental capabilities have gone beyond what was meant to be a friendly banter rivalry, just a competition, you know. It has turned into a war of insults and into just it's sad that in 2008 that the xenophobic attacks happened and people have to die, and foreigners have to die, Nigerians included, and other nations, and that, it's sad that even recently attacks again happened. I think it was, when was it again? 2008. It was in 2016, I think. And then in the Durban riots again, in that July, I mean, people were just attacked and businesses looted, and it's no longer friendly banter. So it's like with Nigeria, South Africa and Nigeria is now like head-on enemies, like, you know what I mean? And I feel like the government, the governments are not doing enough to quell this, to put out the flames that are fueling all this. You know what I mean? And it's sad because this rivalry, if not checked, could spurn off into bigger things. You understand what I'm saying? Because both sides have legitimate reasons as to why they need to be where they are. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, let me know what you think about this topic in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. You know we family, right? Holla. Sinara, really love again, Sinara. People, let's get into the pros. The pros of this Nigeria South Africa rivalry, right? Pro number one, it brings out the best of the best when it comes to putting out the best. So be it music, be it fashion, be it anything, right? That's the one thing. When it comes to economics, I think Nigeria actually holds its own against South Africa. Although South Africa, deemed as the richest nation on the continent, deemed as the most technically advanced nation on the continent, Nigeria is not too far off the mark, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? Nigeria got its own. I mean, it's just like South Africa. It's also got its own teething problems. But Nigeria is truly a powerhouse of note. You know what I mean in the economic field. I mean, we cannot deny that at all. You know what I mean? So it's not like South Africa is just beating Nigeria left, right, and center in every single thing. Do you understand what I mean? Yeah, there could be that period. You know what I mean, where South Africa is dominating or just winning. You know, but there was a period where Nigeria also was going through the same thing. So it's not like as soon as Nigeria versus South Africa, it's only obvious that it's going to go one way. No, it's not that. It's not at all. That's what I'm saying. So the pro of this rivalry is that it brings out the best of the best when they do what they need to do in whatever field it is. You know what I mean? Economics, industry, entertainment. When it comes here to it, South Africa and Nigeria always put their best foot forward, and they will try to represent the continent as best they can. You know what I mean? So that is a good thing, and it also makes the continent look look better in the eyes of the world, and it also helps service providers provide better global products and services simply based on a rivalry. You know what I mean? So yeah, and it improves race, well, not say race relations, but it improves diplomatic relations between the two countries. As long as it's competitive banter, competitive rivalry, then it is all good, it is all fine. For me, that is the pro of the Nigeria South African rivalry. Next, we get into the cons of this rivalry and why it's such a bad thing. Hala. Okay, people, let's get into the cons. The cons of this rivalry, as usual, is always the bloodshed, the deaths, the loss of lives that have come at a cost of people wanting to improve their lives, in wanting to insert their dominance, in wanting to prove a point, in wanting to, I don't know if I can use the word infiltrate or take over certain groups, certain areas, certain businesses, or certain, because to be honest, there are more Nigerians in South Africa than there are South Africans in Nigeria, right? Because black South Africans hardly travel, and most black South Africans don't see the need to travel because we believe we have everything here, right? And that's the main reason why everybody's coming to South Africa, right? Well, when you say everybody, we're just talking the different nations, not individuals, but like all different nations, because you get everyone basically here now. I mean, even the South Americans here, I didn't even know. I was shocked to learn that there's Colombians in South Africa living in South Africa. You know what I mean? I just thought it was mainly Europeans and Asians, and other Africans. I was shocked to learn that there's South Americans now in South Africa, which was news to me. I mean, I was like, wow, I didn't know that. But yeah, it's shocking, right? So anyway, yeah. So the cons, obviously, the loss of life, the death, the loss of businesses. The burning down of businesses, and then it's no longer anything to smile about because now the economy's output is at risk because of this danger. You know what I mean? And then the operations of the underworld and people losing their lives and people being trafficked. And so there's a whole lot of the negative things that come along with the cons that just do not lead to good relations, you know? So the countries may have a good diplomatic relationship, diplomatically, but the people of the two nations don't because of the activities of the one nation. You know what I'm saying? And it's it's wrong to just blame the Nigerians for, well, the ones that are doing the illegal stuff, right? It's wrong to just blame them, because in order for the the um, the Nigerians who are doing these illicit underhand businesses, right? For them to thrive in South Africa, they obviously need to be assisted by some South Africans. You know what I mean? So that also needs to come into the spotlight, because for drugs to enter South Africa, right? Someone needs to be paid off so that the drugs can freely pass through the ports to get into where they need to go. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, I know, we know. So at the end of the day, it's South Africans assisting, because they also need to make a few millions, thousands from this. So it would be highly unfair to just say Nigerians are doing, because we also need to include the people who are assisting them in bringing the stuff in, because they too are getting kickbacks. They too are getting paid off. So it is Nigerians in association with South Africans. Do you understand what I mean? So it's a two-way thing. So you also need to look at that. So yeah, guys, that is the bad thing about, that's the con side, the bad side about this whole rivalry that has now turned deadly. You know what I mean? And I don't think it's a good thing anymore. I think we just stop it now. This whole Chidima episode, I think we were doing good up until we got to the Tyler Ira Star. I think that is where the whole banter ended. You know what I mean? We were doing well with the soccer as well. It was just banter. We played. It was fine. But as soon as we entered the whole Chidima phase, I think that's where things just took a turn for the worse, because now it's not insults left, right, and center. It's like, gee whiz, there's, nah, man, you know what I mean? And then obviously the xenophobic attacks, and that. So I don't think it's good banter anymore when people are now taking it personally, and now, being, using, xenophobic rhetoric, and, calling other people slaves, and, worshiping masters and people. And I mean, it's just all bad things. So yeah, let me know what you think about this topic in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. You know we family, right? Holla.